Language Myths Made Easy video number 3. In the Appalachians, they speak like Shakespeare. This myth is based on the belief that somewhere in the Appalachians people use Shakespearean English. This used to be reinforced by Appalachian tourist sites having dictionaries of the Queen's English. It is believed by some people because the Appalachians tend to create isolated towns and societies that have little contact with the outside world, or so they think. However, this is clearly a myth, because despite repeated searches, no one can actually find any Appalachian towns that speak the Queen's English. Despite the fact that many people claim to have lived near one such town, they can never remember where exactly they got the idea that the town spoke in the Queen's English. Some people also believe that the people of the Appalachians are completely homogeneous and therefore must speak the Queen's English, because they know that at least one of the towns in the Appalachians speaks the Queen's English, so they all must speak it. These are all mythic and based entirely on rumors rather than facts, which state that no more Queen's English is spoken in the Appalachians than is spoken anywhere else. One of the primary reasons that people believe that the Queen's English is still spoken in the Appalachians is because Americans seem to naturally believe that any isolated community will still do things as they did at one point in history. While this seems true in the case of the Amish and newly discovered Native American tribes, this is not necessarily true. The likelihood of an isolated community to not develop independently is incredibly small. This makes the chance of the Queen's English still being spoken in one such completely isolated community, which no one has been able to find to date, minuscule. These rumors are spread to counter the commonly bad view of people in the mountains as uncivilized or hillbillies who have no sense of refinement. This anti-propaganda is usually spread by people who have never even lived in the Appalachians. However, the myth is disproved by the fact that Elizabethan English was modified for 400 years before English speakers even lived in the mountains. Also, everyone who tries to make the comparison relate Chaucer to Shakespeare, both of whom lived in completely different eras. No one has the evidence to substantiate the rumors, and no one can find a community where this is true. Thus, the myth that people in the Appalachians speak like Shakespeare has no merit.